In today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how you can land $10,000 plus commercial accounts. And the tips that I'm going to give you work for pretty much every industry. So pressure washing, lawn care, landscaping, window cleaning, gutter cleaning, basically anything you can think of. These tips are going to help you to land large commercial accounts in those service industries. So if you guys do enjoy this kind of content, hit the thumbs up button for me. But before we get into it, my buddy Aaron is doing a free web class on how he scaled his business from zero to over $200,000 a year with one truck and no money. And it is going to give you the 3 secrets that took him from living in his van to building one of the most prominent cleaning businesses in Nashville. So check it out. It's going to be the first link in the comment section and the description. There are a limited number of seats. So if you're interested, definitely register soon. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the video. And the first thing that I want to talk about is having the ability to do the job. We need to make sure that we're prepared in the event that one of these jobs comes about, and luck is when preparation and opportunity meet. So the first thing that we're going to need to prepare in order to be ready for some of these big, large commercial accounts is having the right insurance. Now, a lot of major jobs will need proof of insurance, and depending on how big the job is, they're also going to require that you have a certain amount of coverage. So typically when you go out to do an estimate, you'll meet with the property manager and they'll say, hey, whenever you send over the estimate, also send over your proof of insurance. We do require that you guys have XYZ amount of coverage in order to perform the job, in which case you'll need to make sure that you have that coverage. And if you don't, you're going to want to check out the free insurance link that I have for you guys in the comment section and the description. So that way you can get these things squared away before the opportunities present themselves. Obviously, you don't know exactly how much insurance you're going to need, but it's always good to just have insurance in the first place. And that way you have a point of contact. You know how to get a hold of the insurance company and you know how to get more coverage if you need it. The second thing we need to talk about with regards to having the ability to do the job is the right equipment. So if you think that you're going to be able to go out and do 100,000 square feet of concrete with a 2.5 gallon a minute pressure washer and a Ryobi surface cleaner that you bought from Home Depot or Lowe's, you're going to be highly mistaken. The bigger the job, the bigger equipment that you're going to need. And at least for the pressure washing world, you're going to need 5.5 gallon a minute machines, 8 gallon per minute machines. You're going to need large surface cleaners. You're going to need a lot of hose, and you're going to need large buffer tanks in order to run that equipment. Now, I'm not saying that you guys should go out and blow the bank on a bunch of large equipment. That way you can get into commercial cleanings. I'm just saying slowly be progressing your equipment up as you land bigger and bigger jobs. As you do more jobs, just make sure that you have a set amount of money that you're putting aside every time for reinvestment back into your business. So that way you can get that larger equipment and you can be building up for the day that one of these large commercial jobs presents themselves. And that way you can take care of it. So number one was having the ability to do the job. We need to make sure that we have the proper insurance and the proper equipment. So the second thing we need to do in order to land these $10,000 accounts is be where these people are. So as you guys know, I'm a huge proponent of Facebook. I've landed some big jobs off of Facebook, hotels, large commercial accounts for pressure washing and parking lot striping. And if you guys want to learn how I landed or what kind of ads I run and all the different stuff that I do, I'll leave a link for my ad strategy down in the comment section and the description. But Facebook is like a big net. It's basically like casting a big net and drawing it in and seeing what comes in. So sometimes you might get homeowners, sometimes you might get business owners, sometimes you might get people that live in apartments that just want you to come and clean their patio. It's a little bit harder to specifically target these large businesses or the people that make purchasing decisions for these large businesses. So the best place to get these huge jobs is Google. And if you want the best jobs, you need to rank the highest, because if a company needs 3 bids, you know what they're going to do? They're going to Google pressure washing near me, and they're going to call the first company, they're going to call the second company, and they're going to call the third company. So if you're somebody who doesn't rank within the first 3 companies, guess what? You're missing out on probably 80 to 90% of all the big jobs that are coming in. So priority number 1 is get on Google. Priority number 2 is how do we rank higher? And if you guys do purchase the Facebook ad strategy down below, you're going to get Aaron's How to Rank on Google course for free. And it is a game changer. That was how we landed a big hospital cleaning, as well as a 100,000 square foot commercial building where we clean the top of it, the sides of it, and we're going to go back and do the parking lot as well. So get on Google, and then rank in the top 3 is going to be huge for getting in front of these big businesses. So that way you can at least get the opportunity to go out and bid the job. So the third thing that I want to talk about in order to land these big $10,000 jobs is you want to be the fastest. You want to be the first person to get back with these people whenever they call you, be the first person to quote the job, and then get them an estimate as quickly as possible. So these places have budgets, and if you get the first bid in around the budget, a lot of times they'll just go with the first person, unless they've explicitly said, hey, we need to get XYZ amount of estimates on this, which they typically do, or they'll say, hey, we need XYZ amount of estimates, or if somebody meets our budget, we can go ahead and pull the trigger on those people. That's why you want to be fast. You want to be the first person to get in contact with them, first person to quote the job, first person to send the estimate. The other reason why you want to do this is they may be on a time crunch. So as I mentioned before, we landed a huge hospital cleaning because they needed the hospital cleaning done in a week because they were having a huge company event. They were bringing in all the people that donated money to the hospital, and so they needed everything to look really good. And a lot of times these huge companies will wait until the last minute in order to get everything cleaned. So they need people to respond fast, to quote fast, to come out and do the job fast. And if you're somebody that can do that, you are going to get the opportunity to land these huge jobs. The hospital cleaning that we did, we had to get it done in about 4 days. We got as much done as we possibly could. We didn't get the whole thing done, but we made $40,000 in the process because we were the fastest, because we had the ability to get the job done and allocate the resources to get the job done. The last reason why you want to be the fastest is I can't tell you guys how many jobs I've lost out on because I didn't call back the person from Google until a few hours later, or maybe the next day because I was busy or we had other jobs. And when I called them back, they said, hey, we've already found somebody else to do the job. So you want to be fast. You want to get them a quote fast. You want to get back to them as fast as possible. And then you want to get the estimate as fast as possible so you can land the job and you can have the opportunity to do these huge cleanings. Number 4, you want to look for upsells. So if you guys are landing jobs that are in that $3,000 to $5,000 range, if you look for the right upsells, you can easily get those tickets over $10,000. So if you offer parking lot striping, for instance, you can turn a $6,000 pressure washing job into a $10,000 pressure washing and parking lot striping job just because you made them aware of the fact that you offer another service. Now, a lot of these places don't want to hire a bunch of different contractors. So the more that you do, the higher the ticket you can ask and the more value your company will have. So for example, we recently went out to quote a retirement community, huge building. They wanted to get all of the windows cleaned as well as all of the seals around the windows cleaned. We went out there, took a look. We said, hey, we also offer gutter cleaning and parking lot striping. Would you guys be interested in that? They said, absolutely. So we took a ticket that was only going to be around $1,500 and it ended up being closer to $5,000 just because we added a few different upsells. So if you guys become really good at upselling and picking out those things, you're going to be able to get those lower ticket jobs much closer to $10,000. And like I said, they don't want to hire a company to come out and do the gutter cleaning. They don't want to hire a company to come out and do the window cleaning. They don't want to have to call more companies, get more bids, trust more contractors. They want to find one person that does a really good job that they can trust to get the job done right. And they want to hire them for as many things as they possibly can. So find the upsells, educate the customer on all the services you can provide, and then do a great job and raise your average ticket price. Tip number 5 for you guys for landing $10,000 plus jobs is develop an above average personality. I know what you guys might be thinking, Justin, what does my personality have to do with me landing $10,000 jobs? Well, let's say you had everything else that we talked about on this list. You got the ability to get the job. You got the right insurance. You got the right equipment. You are where these people are looking. You're on Facebook. You're on Google. You're getting these big calls in from these big companies to come out and do these quotes. You're the fastest. You get back to them the quickest. You call them back. You get them the estimate. You're looking for upsells on the property, but let's say you're super boring. Let's say you don't know how to ask the right questions. Let's say you don't know how to be personable. You don't know how to relate. You don't know how to build rapport. So you just come off as a stiff shirt or maybe even a jerk to some extent because you don't know how to relate with people very well. Your ability to build trust with the person that you're talking with and to build a relationship with the person you're talking with is going to be the difference between you landing these huge jobs and not landing these huge jobs, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And if you can become somebody like that, if you can become the trusted advisor on site with the person who's making the purchasing decisions, you are going to have a leg up on all of your competition. So you need to have the ability to build a relationship with your point of contact because they are going to help you get the job. If they like you, they will help you. They're going to tell you what the other bids were. They're going to put in a good word for you with the higher ups. They're going to say, we really like this company. They'll also refer you to do their other locations. We went out to an apartment complex where we did a quote on about 20 different buildings. The point of contact there, who is responsible for making the purchasing decisions, told us what the other bids were that they had, where their budget was, and they referred us out to all the other apartment complexes that their company owned in that area and who we needed to talk to, all because we built a great relationship with that person from the beginning of the interaction. We asked the right questions. We built rapport. Develop an above average personality so that way you can get a leg up on all your competition. And if you combine all these things, you will be landing huge commercial jobs in no time. And if you guys do start landing some big commercial jobs, let me know down in the comment section. Take advantage of all the things that we talked about in today's video. The word of the day is going to be 10K. If you made it this far in the video, comment down below 10K. But my name is Justin. This is Forever Self-Employed. Check out the web class. Check out QuotaQ. And until next time, hustle hard and get that money, baby. Peace.